Hello. Yes, we welcome you back to PSSB, Physical Sciences Silver Bullet. And tonight we are going to look at grade 10 physics. And we are starting with the waves. We would urge you to observe and watch all these lessons which are going to post for your deep understanding. Our belief is that once you have a good basis of understanding, it will be very easy for you to tackle questions when they come. So these are lead questions which are meant to guide you till the end of the topic. And we can bet that by the time you are done with these lessons, you'll be an expert in every topic we present. Take a bet, believe in us, we believe we will not regret. Okay, let us start with this question. It says, define the term pulse. And before we start, like we always urge you, please subscribe. And also click that like button. It's very important that you do so. Okay, what is a pulse? Let us analyze it. A pulse is a single disturbance which goes through a medium. But I want us to understand this, that as the pulse moves through the medium does not move. There is no net movement of the medium. The medium is displaced at the time when the pulse is going through, then it comes back to its equilibrium or rest position. Okay? So a pulse is a single disturbance through a medium. Let us have that. So that is that. And then the next question comes. It says, what is meant by a transverse pulse? Okay. So what is a transverse pulse? To understand this, you have to know, like I said, when the pulse or a wave is going through the medium is displaced. The medium can be anything. It can be water, it can be air, it can be... So in other words, a pulse causes a displacement in the medium. But what do we call a transverse pulse? A transverse pulse is the type of pulse in which the particles of the medium, they move at right angle to the direction of propagation of the wave. What do you call direction of propagation of the wave? It's the direction of the wave. So in other words, as the wave moves, the particles are moving at right angle or perpendicular to the direction in which the wave is moving. In other words, this is what I want you to understand, that if you have this one as the direction of wave or direction of pulse, or is sometimes called direction of propagation of the pulse, then the particles of the medium in which the pulse passes are moving perpendicular. Perpendicular means that this angle is 90. So what you see here is the direction of movement of the particles. So if we can observe this, then that is a transverse pulse. I repeat, is the type of pulse in which the particles of the medium move perpendicular to the direction of the pulse. Let's have that one. So that is that. Next, we'll have the next question. It says that the diagram below shows a transverse pulse. Okay, this is it. And the question says, identify the parts labeled A and B. Okay. So what is the part A? A represents the amplitude. Of the pulse. And B represents the pulse length. Pulse length. So that is that. So next, so we come to the next question. It says define the part labeled A. Okay, if we recall very well, A represented amplitude. So what is amplitude? Amplitude of a pulse. What is it? Amplitude represents the maximum displacement of the particles of the medium from the equilibrium position or rest position. I said when the pulse passes through the medium, the particles are displaced, but the maximum displacement which occur when the pulse is passing is what we call the amplitude of the pulse. So let us have that one. So that is that. Then comes the next question. It says, what is meant by pulse speed? So what is it? Pulse speed is the distance covered by a pulse per unit time or per second. Okay, let's have that one. So that is that. Then comes the next question. It says that for each of the statements below, state whether it is true or false. Okay, the first one says pulse speed depends on the amplitude. What is that one? Is it true or false? Actually, it is false. Pulse speed is independent of the amplitude. So let us put false here. Okay, the second one comes, it says that pulse speed depends on pulse length. How do you deal with this one? Is it true or false? It is also false. It's false. Pulse speed does not depend on the pulse length. Okay, the next one says that pulse speed depends on the nature of the medium. And what is this one? This one is true. Yes, the nature of the medium determines the pulse speed. So with that, we would like to thank you for your time. The channel is PSSB, Physical Sciences Silver Bullet. It's me, Richard, here. And we would urge you to subscribe and it also to click that like button. We believe you will not regret it. See you next time. Bye-bye.